Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to sew a fully lined pencil skirt with band and back slit. This tutorial will help you to achieve a perfectly finished lined skirt without struggle. So please stay to the end so you don't miss out on any important information from this video. And please subscribe for more sewing tutorial and pattern drafting. So let's get started. This is my lining and my pencil skirt. In my last video, I shared how to cut a pencil skirt. I'll leave the link in the description box. If you're interested, you can check it out. The first thing I'll do is to check all my lines to make sure that they are notched. My full skirt length, my dart, and also my zipper allowance. After that, I'll place my skirt on my lining. So I'll cut the back first. I'll just place the skirt on the lining, pin it down and give it a good press. At my full skirt length, I'm going to fold up my allowance that I left 4 inches allowance. I'm going to fold it and pin it down this way. When I'm done pinning everything down, I'll iron. Please, ironing is very important. After I have pinned and ironed my skirt and lining together, the next thing I'll do is to cut. I'm cutting with my allowance folded upwards. As you can see, I didn't make my allowance equal with the lining. I folded my allowance while I was pressing and pinned it down before cutting. So I am done cutting. As you can see, my lining is equal with my skirt. So after that, the next thing I'll do is to remove my front skirt. I'll separate the front from the back and cut the front lining. You know, I cut the back first because of the zip allowance. Then I'll remove my front and also cut my front lining. But before I do that, I'm going to cut my skirt, my back skirt. The back is supposed to be 2, so I'll open it up. I'll open the from the skirt allowance. I'll open it and also open the lining. After that is done, I will have 2 lining for the back and also 2 Ankara fabric for the back. So then I will separate and also cut for lining for the front skirt. In order not to waste our time, I've gone ahead to cut the front skirt. After that, the next thing I'll do is to open up my Ankara, the front part. I'll start with the front. I'll open it up and place my lining. I'll place my lining at the tip of my fabric this way and stitch it straight. As you can see, I'm done stitching. So I'll at this my allowance that I notched, I'm going to fold it in this way. I'll fold it in. After I folded it in, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to stitch from this end now, from this end of my Ankara. I'm going to stitch it straight to my waist on both sides. I'm going to make sure my notches are aligning with each other. So I'm going to stitch 1/2 inch in on both sides of my Ankara. So I'm done stitching all the parts together. I've stitched both the front and the back. After that, the next thing I'll do, I will give everything a good press. Then I'll trim just as you see me doing it. Because after I'm done ironing, you see this side, this lining will become longer than the fabric. So I'm going to trim it and turn it. And after I turn, I'm going to also give it a good press. So I have turned and I've ironed. As you can see, it's looking very neat. Please don't forget to like this video and also subscribe. So the next thing I'll do is to take my dart. If you remember, I took my notch, and if you notch your own, you also see the notch there, and you go in, you fold it this way and stitch 1/2 inch on all your skirt part, both the front and the back. For your front dart, you can stitch down with 4 inches, and your back dart you stitch down with like 5 inches. Just make sure that your back dart is longer than your front dart with at least 1 inch. After that is done, the next thing I'm going to do is to join my 2 back. The back side, I'm going to join the 2 of them together. I'll place right side facing right side this way. So I'm going to stitch on my allowance, my zipper allowance. For me, I left 2 inches allowance, so I use 1/2 inch to join the lining for that side. So I'm going to have 1.5 inch left. So I'm going to stitch 1.5 inch down straight. I will stitch down straight. Then when I get to like maybe 10 to 8 inches to the end of my skirt, that's when I will make my back slit. When I reach that point, I'll take a mark. I'll use my chalk to mark it this way, just the way you see me doing it. Then I'll stitch down to that point. Once I get to that point, I'll double stitch a little bit, then raise my sewing machine up and turn it this way, and also stitch straight to the end of that line, just the way you see me doing it. After that is done, our back slit is ready, guys. Just like that. That's how simple it is to make your back slit. Our back slit is ready. So after that is done, the next thing I'll do is to iron this allowance that we've sewn. After I iron, I'm going to place my skirt together, the right side facing right side. Then I'm going to stitch down. I'm going to stitch, taking out my measurement. So I'm going to, for my waist is 36 divided by 4 is 8.75. I'll mark my 8.75 that way. Another way of doing it is that since you get 2 inches for your sewing allowance and you've used ½ inch to stitch, you can just remove 1.5 inch from your allowance and you still get the same measurement. So I'll also come down to my hip line and I'll also mark my hip line measurement, and that's how I'll do it. After taking all my measurements, then I'll just stitch down following my measurement. So I've stitched the both sides and my skirt is looking curvy. So the next thing I'm going to do is to give it a good press and also turn it around and also give it a good press. So I've turned it around. The next thing I'll do now is to fix my zip. So I'm going to fix my zip down to my 8 inches. That is, I'll minus 2 inches from my 10 inches hip line, then it will remain 8 inches. So I'm going to fix my zip from the waist down to my 8 inches. So I'm done fixing my zip. As you can see, everything is looking all nice and good. So I've properly fixed my full lining, I've properly fixed my back slit, and I've also properly fixed my zip. The next thing I'm going to do now is to fix my waistband. If you want me to share how I fixed my zip, you can drop it in the comment section or feel free to ask your questions. So this is my band. In order to get your band, you measure around your waist and your waist measurement. For this skirt, the waist measurement is 35, so I'm going to add 4 inches to that 35, so it's going to be 39 inches long. For the width, it's going to be 5 inches wide. If you unfold, it will be 2.5 inches wide. In order to attach my band to my skirt, I'm going to place my band to my skirt this way. Then I'm going to leave like 1.5 inch outside of my skirt. Then I'll stitch round by ½ inch round my skirt. After that is done, as you can see, I've fixed my band to my skirt round. You can see how neat it looks even before I finished. The next thing I'm going to do is to fold the tip of my skirt band this way. I'll fold it equally this way. Then I'll stitch to close that part up. I'll do the same thing on the both sides. So I'm done stitching the both end of my band. The next thing I'll do is to turn it around and bring it out with my scissors to make it look smooth. So after that is done, I'm going to turn it this way. Then I'm going to fold the band in like by ½ inch. I'll fold it in and top stitch round my waist. And my skirt band is ready, guys. As you can see, it's looking very neat and it came out very well. and I hope yours too come out of this neat. If you follow everything I've done step by step, you're going to get the exact result I'm getting right now. I'm so grateful if you're watching to this time. Thank you. Please don't forget to like this video, click notification bell, subscribe and click notification bell to get notified whenever I upload new videos. I upload videos at least twice in a week. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.